Hi, if you are new here, I'm Kaniti, and if you're already watching this channel, welcome back. Today we are going to watch 35th episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean, so let's get to it, let's go. Alright. Yeah, the heaven is here, like the sky. Okay. Yeah, again, like a reminder of what happened in previous episodes, and we still haven't seen Jolene after she was attacked. We don't know how severe her condition is. Well, by the sound of it, it is pretty severe. Well, Dio could not overcome it. And I hope Pucci wanted her heart was turned inside out. That's like the main thing. Maybe she managed to protect it somehow with the strings, so she stays alive. This screen looks so nostalgic, this phone screen. It reminds me of the phones with this game Snake. Yeah, that's exactly where the episode has ended. Now Anasui is going for Pucci, so we have to be worried about Anasui. Yeah, I think this like a bit of an. Actually, he says that it has to be overcome for them to reach their goals. But I think it's also like this obsession with just a bloodline is what can lead to downfall. I can't really say that it is the problem, like they are too obsessed with just a bloodline, like Dio and now Pucci too, and this becomes their downfall. I can't really say that. For example, with Dio, I would say in Stardust Crusaders, our group was actively seeking him out. It's not like how would say it. Well, from the very start, let's start from the first part. Okay, he did have this obsession with Jonathan, I would say. So we could argue that this was the thing that kind of handicapped him actually in the long run. And now with Pucci, music is nice. I think by the phrases that he's saying, it also sounds like, well, not as much as an obsession, but maybe he's like thinking too much about it. Maybe if he distance himself a bit from that thought of overcoming just a bloodline, maybe it would go better for him. Maybe I'm wrong, it's just. As it should. It's part of her pants. He's talking to Nasuri now. Oh, nice music. That was quick. That was a trap. What about his hair structure? Oh, there's quite some blood. Yeah, but her hand was so close, but now suddenly she's nowhere to be seen. His heart tells him, how sweet. Well, I think he would rejoin, most likely. And we still haven't seen her mess after she fell down. Maybe she will appear too. Well, that's fair. Spirit. Does he want, like they do it, set alcohol on fire? Yeah, classic. Yeah, starting a fire is always a good idea. But it's only ever her hand. So maybe she put her hand on a thread so she wouldn't have to come that close herself. She can fix the inversion with her string. The music is like so godly. So if she can do that, maybe that's how she protected her heart too. Her stare is so cool. It's like the Infinity 8, you know? Well, yeah, I know about this thing. Well, it fixed her hands completely, I mean, her arms. But it's still going inside of her chest. I mean, that's true. I think about it sometimes. How many people have died, like, tasting and trying things. So now we would know which is poisonous and etc. Like, yeah, most likely. Like, they were hungry, they saw some food. Then other people saw this person has died from that mushroom, and they thought, oh, he ate the mushroom and he died, so probably this mushroom is not good to eat. He's like, let's experiment a little. It looks pretty cool, to be honest. See, this part has fixed, but the chest. This is the chance? A corpse? This is like again his luck, or you could say fate. Like this guy just falling with his gun towards him. Time stop? So Jadara. Oh. He came here quick. I have expected him later, maybe. I was hoping she would be able to do everything herself, to be honest. I'm so happy to see her. Ooh, there's like embedded mathematics. A lot versus one. Is it really that easy? There's still time before the part ends. He did say it before, though. He's like, I finally understood, but he did say before uh, that Jolene kind of might help him somehow, actually. No, you can go join cars, maybe. Maybe he will get away and then come back stronger. And then we'll have the final showdown. I don't know. Or maybe it will be super soon. I like how he says it. I don't. I'm a bit comprehensive, And the music is so dramatic. His eyes have moved. So he is going to space. But it's the exhibition shuttle. Can it really go to space? It looked like he did become aware during the time stop, maybe because of merging with the baby. Oh, okay. So I guess he will now upgrade himself and come back strong and will have another showdown. Okay, this was a very interesting episode. Also, I thought it's interesting how in the very beginning he was talking about a greater, a bigger purpose, that you can sacrifice human lives for and sense of justice for. And I thought it's kind of like what religion fanatics would do before, and probably now maybe also the idea that their purpose, their ideals and goals are more important than human lives, right? That there is some grander purpose to all of this. When, for example, people were murdered for this kind of religious reasons because they maybe had a different religion or different views on the same, like heretics, I think that's called. I'm pretty sure it's like the same word in English as in Russian, that they kind of have the same belief, but some details are a little bit different, so they would be branded like heretics. And so I think this is what I really dislike about this religion. Of course, there are people who just follow their beliefs without harming anyone else. But it's the idea of the system from where it was created, how much harm it has caused to people and to the world. That's what I dislike about this whole idea that humans have created the religion, like the gods. Well, I'm not sure. Like, let's talk about the Christianity itself, because I think that's kind of the thing he has, right? I think before, like for example, my far ancestors, they had pagan beliefs, right? The Russians in like older years, when we didn't even kind of have a country, to be honest. Even before that, there were like groups of Slavic people, and then we kind of had a country, and in how it's called, like 9th century, around that time, the Christianity was forced upon us, right? But before that, the pagan beliefs, they were like based on nature, I would say, right? So people would feel so respectful towards nature. They would think, oh, it must be like some spirits, the spirit of the forest, the spirit of the lake, the spirit of the swamp, stuff like that. So they believed that it was basically worshiping nature in a sense. They just gave nature that soul. But in Christianity, I feel like the creation of this singular God that is like a super cool guy that decides everything, and everyone should kind of listen to him and do as he says, in a sense. I really dislike this idea because I think like people have invented, first of all, the God, so they would feel like they don't have to make their own decisions, that the ideals, the morals, and everything would be all ready for them, so they don't have to have their own. And there will be someone to watch out for them, someone that they can rely on, right? They would wait for help from someone else, like the advice, or maybe a miracle, an actual help. And they won't have this thought, I have to do everything myself, I have to carve my own path. And they thought of heaven, so they would dream that after they die, they would go to some cool place and not just like cease to exist or something else. And they thought of hell, so they would be able to scare people into obeying. Like, if you will be bad, then you will go to hell. So I really dislike all these ideas, and you probably understood what I'm trying to say here is why I dislike Pucci. This was all like a long-winded explanation why I dislike Pucci so much. I think because around him, I see, like in him, I see the worst parts of what I think, like the worst parts of religion, and this episode also solidified it. He isn't really like the person who really, I feel like, expresses his face in the usual way. Like I think he strays quite a bit from it as far as I can tell, but at the same time, the things he does, like when we were first introduced to him, I felt like he's using his statues as this religious guy, like person, to his own benefit, and kind of deceive people, right? So that's was the first time when I thought, oh, I really dislike him. And now he also says, oh, this is such a great purpose to reach heaven and stuff like that. So other people's freedoms and lives do not matter because my purpose is so cool and great. And I was reminded why I don't like him. I don't know. I had a trouble expressing my thoughts today, but I think that's like that actually is the main thing I wanted to talk about after this episode. I was still caught up in his words from the very beginning, but yeah. Other than that, I'm happy that Hermes showed up. She's fine now, but we still have some episodes to go, and of course it's JoJo, so I'm very worried for the characters. I don't know what will happen. I kind of wanted Jolene to do everything by herself. Well, maybe with the help of her friends, but not the help of her father, I want her to defeat the main villain herself, in a grand finishing battle. Not like, well, it's okay. The villain is not defeated yet. Maybe it will happen. I don't know how the part ends, obviously. So yeah, that would be it for today. Please share your thoughts in the comments without spoilers, of course. Thank you for watching, and see ya.